So today, hopefully, I'm going to be wrapping up the speaker panel for the pinball. I'm going to be putting on the decal. I've never done that before. I've watched a few videos. I think it should go okay. I'm going to be putting on the speakers and then the clear acrylic panel, which I cut a long time ago. You'll have to excuse my voice. I was watching the English football game yesterday, so my voice is a little bit hoarse from all the yelling. So England's actually through to the final, going to be played on Sunday, so I'm really looking forward to that. But in the meantime, we're going to hopefully take care of the speaker panel. So I'll remove this to put the decal on. I'll remove, the black trim. I'm going to put the decal on. I've got an X-Acto knife, which is going to be used to cut out the, the bits in the middle. And then I'm going to put on the clear acrylic panel and then mounting the speakers. So the back is off. I've now got to position this on the panel. So I've put some tape down on the back of the panel to hold the panel in place. And then what's involved is starting at this end, peeling this back. Oh, let's just do it. I've seen some videos where actually I've got my little thing here. I'm just what do you think? I should have really nuts here. You peel it back? Oh, you can peel it back. I don't know what I was thinking. I mean, why did I cut that thing off? All right, I'm pleased with that first attempt. There's a couple things that I think next time. I peeled the backing back. You saw what I did. That was silly. I wasn't thinking, even though I've watched a bunch of videos, I still technically did that wrong, but it worked out okay. The other thing is I forgot to wipe it down, which I think it was still pretty good because it's been on this matte thing. But I'm not sure if these little bumps here are air bubbles or bits of dust. Not too worried because it's going to be covered with the acrylic, but I'm pretty happy with that. If you turn on different angles, you can see different bumps. I'm not sure if you can see it. It's not going to drive me crazy, but obviously you strive for as best as you can. So this is my first attempt. I'm okay with it. except when I look in the light and I see all these bumps. If they are air bubbles, I think there's a special needle tool that you can actually push in there to get rid of these bumps. I don't know if it's worth it. I mean, a needle would probably work, but I'm actually really happy with that. So now I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to trim out these areas. I'm going to start with this one because it's going to be covered with the speaker grill, so the actual cut is not going to be critical. This is going to be seen, so I'm going to have to take my time on this, but we'll get started on the circles. So before I take care of the circles, I'm actually going to do the outside trim. I've got a cutting mat, and then I'm just going to slide here. Hopefully this will work. I put a new blade on. Oh yeah, that's nice. Okay. All right, I'm really happy with that. There was a couple of marks, and I was a bit nervous when I was cutting it when I turned it over, but they actually just rubbed straight off with a cloth. I was a bit nervous that I damaged it, but it's like it's coming off. These scratches. The vinyl is laminated, so it should be fairly robust. You shouldn't scuff that easy. Yeah, that's coming right off. Beautiful. So I'm really happy with this. I think it looks amazing. It's kind of like putting on a giant screen protector on your phone. You know, trying to get it smooth and flat, no bubbles. There are dots, but that's all right. So now I'm going to put on the acrylic cover that goes over the top. I don't know if you remember, but I cut this out a long time ago. It went okay. There was a couple of, you'll have to go back and watch it. But this is just acrylic, which I cut out for the speaker holes. And then I'm just going to drop that on here. Before I do that, I'm going to punch through the holes through the acrylic there. I don't know what I can use for that, maybe So I just stopped the camera. I stopped recording for a few minutes. When I went to put in the speakers, the alignment wasn't right, and I was really kind of ticked off at myself. I went ahead and just re-drilled these, and I took it off camera because I knew that if I broke it, I didn't want you guys to see a grown man cry. So I'm back on. I'm annoyed because I'd already taken the cover off in my scratches, and then I'm drilling again. So I'm going to get back to it. The goal is just to obviously just mount these here, and this time I think it's gonna work. But I should have realized when I first drilled this acrylic sheet, those holes that I drilled for this, they could have been any size. I don't know why I did them perfect, because it leaves no room. It leaves no wiggle room, and that's just silly. So I had to re-drill it, and again, when you re-drill it, you're risking the whole thing shattering. So as I said, I was just sort of ticked at myself. So I'm going to put these back in, and it looks like they work now, so that's good. Okay, so it's time to mount the speakers on the back. We've got the screws coming through, you can see that. So we're going to put the H channel back on. Alright, I ran some errands after lunchtime. As you can see, I changed them all to silver. I went to try and get some black ones. They didn't have them. So I've changed all the screws. It looks good to me because it looks kind of industrial and goes with the keeping it in the design. I could put a dot of blue, oh good lord, black paint if I wanted to, but I might just leave it. I think it's all right. So I also, the speakers weren't sitting flush. They were kind of catching on this lip. So I just trimmed this out. So I'm going to put the speakers back in, then we'll jump on to the next step. 2 speakers mounted. Now the last thing is to put the screen on. I should just wipe it off, shouldn't I? Here we go. Done. Looks good. Wow, it looks freaking amazing. Who are we kidding? Right, we're done. Technically, this is finished. I know a lot of people put LEDs in the speaker grills. I'm not sure. The only thing I'm not sure about either is this acrylic. It's quite reflective. If it's going to be annoying, I'm actually going to take it off. But for the time being, I think it looks amazing. So let's just do like a slow motion with some funky music, shall we? All right, thanks for watching.